everyone. I'm Nala.
I'm Faith.
And this is the Siren's Den, your fandom podcast where we talk all things movie, TV, and pop culture.
On today's episode, we're doing another news in a bottle episode, and specifically, we're going to talk about some Nintendo news. There was recently a Nintendo Direct where we got some very interesting pieces of information.
We'll start with some of the, lesser known, not as big of shockers before diving into, I guess, like the headlining part of Nintendo Direct. So, Faye, take it away.
All right, so we are getting a brand new Kirby game, and not only is it a Kirby game, it is an open world Kirby game. I'm lovingly referring to it as it's called Kirby in the Land of the Forgotten, but I'm calling it Horizon Zero Curb or Breath of the Curb. Nintendo, it's not too late to change it to one of those brilliant original names.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that more.
I feel Kirby lends himself really well to a 3D environment.
Yeah.
I think it's one that transitions really well.
Absolutely. I mean, he's very easy to animate. He is but a blob boy. But the only Kirby game I've played is Kirby's Epic Yarn on like the Wii, I think. Yes, fabulous. That was the only Kirby game I played, and I loved it. And that animation style was also unconventional. I mean, they were yarn. So, yeah, I absolutely agree. I think he absolutely leads himself to a 3D open world game, and I'm very excited to check it out.
Yeah, I feel like Kirby is one of those characters that just his move set is so specific. You eat your enemies and then you gain their powers. And I feel there is so much potential for being able to do that in an open world. So I'm really just excited to see that. Also, just there's nothing in the Kirbyverse that isn't absolutely adorable. So I really have a feeling this is going to be another Breath of the Wild experience where I get none of the story done and just, hike.
Just waddle.
Yeah. It also looks like it's just going to be a really rich environment. It's this kind of beautiful, overgrown, like apocalyptic mall area almost.
Oh, fun.
And I'm excited to see what the story and what the deal is going to be here. Usually in Kirby games, what typically goes down is that Kirby is trying to enjoy his snack, and then this world-ending event is happening, and it ruined his snack time. So he has to go fix the world-ending event to get his snack back, so he can enjoy eating his snack. And I'm wondering if it's going to be the same case here, because that's how Kirby games go.
I love how, there are some games that are like really detailed and have like really in-depth stories. And then there's just like Nintendo, and they're just like, what if your snack time was interrupted? What would you do?
Yeah. I
Very wholesome.
Devour everything around me.
Yeah. I'm hungry.
Also, in canon, Kirby is basically a world-ending god, which is the best part about that. Is he's just a Eldridgian world-ending god who just wants to eat his snack, guys. I really liked about this trailer, and that I've really liked that Nintendo's been doing with their trailers, that it was a gameplay trailer for the most part. It's that we kind of got to see what Kirby in an open world looks like in action, and it looks like a delightful adventure game.
Kind of comes off like part Zelda, part Animal Crossing, I felt like.
Yeah, I definitely get those vibes. And I think especially with Breath of the Wild, where that's also a pretty much post-apocalyptic setting, where you basically traverse in nature. So yeah, I'm pumped for that.
Heck yeah. When did they have a release date, or did they say, hey, this is a thing that's coming out?
Most of the things that we got in this didn't have a release date. It did give us spring 2022 tentatively. I usually, anytime something is announced with it's gonna come out in this season in this year, I always take it with a grain of salt, just because there's been so many games that have been like, oh, yep, it's coming fall 2014, and then you wait 8 years. That's kind of how it was with Bayonetta 3, where 4 years ago they announced that it's in the work, guys, and then we never heard anything else about it until...
Nice. Good segue.
Thank you, I'm very proud of that one. The Nintendo Direct, which ended on a very high note by showing us the trailer for Bayonetta 3, guys.
Yes.
Mom is back, and I've never been happier. Bayonetta is a really hot witch. She's the star of Bayonetta 1 and 2, and I love her. She has this the Bayonetta games, they're basically like they're hack and slash games. You go in there, you fight a bunch of enemies with your cool magic hair powers. And yeah, I think the first one came out in like 2010, 2009. One of those. It was like I was in high school. But it was really, really good. And then I think it was Sega who owned them. They were like, we want to make a bad business decision, so we don't really want to invest in the second one. But then Nintendo was like, you know what? We'll take this off your hands. And then everyone was really worried because, Bayonetta is it's a mature game for a reason. And everyone was like, oh god, Nintendo's gonna ruin it. And then they didn't. They let it be Bayonetta 2. And now we're getting Bayonetta 3. It was announced 4 years ago. First off, we got to talk about her new look. Every game she's had awesome hair because it's hair magic. She has to.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
so the first game she had the awesome top ponytail and she looked really, really hot. And then the second game she had like the pixie cut and she again looked really, really hot. And then this time she has like these beautiful long braids that go down to her shoulders and they're red, like streaks in them, and she looks really, really hot.
Yes. I agree with all points. So the only knowledge I personally have of Bayonetta is from Smash. Have not played the games, but from what I do know about her, she's awesome. And dem braids, we love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
With
Yeah,
some red highlights. It all works.
I was just so distracted by just how perfect she is. Just the everything about her, that swagger, because she came in with that familiar swagger, and she's like, "Sorry, I'm late, guys," and then just kicks ass with a monster. We also got some. The other thing I really liked about it is it wasn't a cinematic trailer. It started out as a cinematic trailer, and then it turned into a gameplay trailer. We got to see how, again, this game is going to look, and it looks beautiful. You're essentially just fighting a bunch of hell beasts, and your beautiful Bayonetta self. The action looks like it's going to be really, really fun. One of the things I really like about the Bayonetta games is that they are hack and slash games, and they have a really good story behind them. But mainly, it's just kind of fun to beat up on the baddies. It makes it very, yeah. The first two they're kind of story heavy, but I feel you can jump in and be fine. One of my friend there's this debate in one of my friend groups right now, because one of my other friends wants to play the third one, is like, do I need to play the first two? And I'm like, yeah, no, you're probably good. And they're like, oh, you absolutely have to play the first two. But I'm in the camp that you're probably going to be okay. It's been 9 years since not 9 years. Well, because the second one came out. Yeah, it's been a while. That no, yeah, 2014. This one's coming out in 2022. It's been 8 years. A lot of new people are going to be coming into the franchise, so making this story that makes no sense without having played the other two, I think would be really silly of them.
Well, I'm excited for it. It's going to be available on the Switch, obviously.
Yeah, I think it's going to
Word.
be exclusive to the Switch too. Because
Gotcha.
because the first one, was not Switch exclusive. It was Sega's property. I think it was on all 3. And then when Nintendo bought the rights to it, they made it Nintendo exclusive.
Well, yeah, no, it looks awesome. She looks hot. I'm excited to see her kick ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then shall we talk about the big Goombay in the room?
This hit us like a red shell, or even a blue shell, and it is the news that everyone has heard and is talking about of the new Mario movie.
Yeah, Mario's dead. Yeah, they're weekend at burning his corpse. It's really
Yeah, so obviously one of the biggest news to come out of the Nintendo Direct is the casting for the up and coming Illumination movie, Super Mario Brothers movie. They did it. Those crazy bastards did it. They're bringing Mario they're making a Mario cinematic universe.
And then obviously, of course, the brilliant Charles Martinet is going to be playing Mario. He's been the voice for the character for 2 decades.
Hold on. Actually, this is we've just been informed that this is fake news.
Oh, what? They didn't cast the guy who's been playing the character for over 20 years for the animated movie?
That wouldn't make any sense. Zero sense, I tell you.
How could they do this to Charles Martinet? That man has a family. He is cameoing in the movie. No, it's okay, guys.
It's very on brand for them, considering they have done Despicable Me, and this is quite despicable. That's not what we're here to discuss. We're here to discuss the ever so wonderful casting.
They did cast the one person better than Charles Martinet at the Mario.
Yeah, they cast basically the equivalent, the successor, the prodigy,
the walking talking
Pratt.
He's so cool.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we obviously have the most feelings about Chris Pratt as Mario because why?
Well, Mario or Nala. I did not just call you Mario. Nala.
Yes.
You fail to understand. He's
Nala.
so cool. He's so cool.
Oh, duh. How else? Yeah.
Side note, someone pointed out in the Nintendo Direct that as they're going through all the actors who are going to be playing these characters, Chris Pratt's is the only picture that's in black and white, which implies he died during filming.
Wow. It's those stunts, you know? You can only hit your head on a brick so many times before the concussion takes you.
I'm still stunned by the information, if we're being perfectly honest.
Oh no, it's for sure something still we're all still processing.
Well, you know, me and my Nintendo nerd friends are watching this Direct, you know, wanting like things on Metroid Dread and like video games, and they're like, "Oh, Chris Pratt's playing Mario," and we're all like, "Wait a minute, this isn't real." And we're just all there waiting for them to be like, "Psych." But no, they
just kidding. Wouldn't that be funny?
They just kept announcing the cast list. It didn't stop. That was the entire. It's still going. They're still announcing the cast list now.
Absolutely.
You don't think that maybe you get surprised with it, like Ledger as the Joker, like he got the voice down somehow in his own way. You don't think that?
Hey, but I don't want to hear
Pratt
Chris Pratt say "It's a me, Mario," like in that cadence.
I mean, because I think one of two things is gonna happen here. Either A, Chris Pratt is gonna talk like Mario, in which case, if he does it, cool, but also cast the guy who's been playing him for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Or Mario is gonna sound like Chris Pratt, who just, you know, sounds like a regular dude. And like, I think the thing, because Chris Pratt, he's a fine voice actor. He's been fine in just what we've heard him in. It's not that he's a bad actor. It's that it's dumb cast. He sounds like nothing.
It's gonna sound like Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
which is the thing, which is kind of like that dorky kind of like almost like Seth Rogen, who, by the way, is also in this.
Really quick, we do have to talk about how they introduced Chris Pratt, because I will forever be losing my mind at because in the Nintendo Direct they're announcing this is Mario will be played by Chris Pratt. He's so cool.
Meanwhile, everyone's like, did I hear that right?
It was such a monotone, offhanded, he's so cool. Like, even the announcer was like, really? Chris Pratt?
Amazing. Oh,
Side note, did you
ouch.
guys see someone on Twitter, like back in May, made a tweet that was jokingly, watch as the Mario movie doesn't even cast Marion A
Oh,
as
yes.
Mario and just cast someone dumb like Chris Pratt or
Chris
something.
Pratt. And then they did. And it was like the response of like, comedians just trying to be funny. Apollo and the gift of prophecy. Absolutely.
I will say the memes of Mario, I think Mario Galaxy and being side by side by Star-Lord have been pretty great.
It's not like I'm not dissing on Chris Pratt either. He's a fine actor, but like for Mario, no. No. So I mean you can see our opinions on this. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be right. It's probably going to be Mario sounding like Chris Pratt.
Which I'm not down for, guys.
Oh Lord.
Enough on Crisp Rat as Mario. Let's go on to the brother, Luigi.
Luigi!
Who's gonna be played by freaking Charlie Day. So we're gonna get a lot of like nasally I don't know what you want me to do, Mario.
Here's the thing. The thought of Mario having Chris Pratt's voice, I don't like it. Like I said, Chris Pratt's voice sounds like nothing. There's nothing unique about it. He sounds like your average dude. Where Charlie Day there's a more memorable quality to his voice, I feel like. I'm less repulsed by the idea of Luigi sounding like Charlie Day than I am by Mario sounding like Chris Pratt.
In my opinion, on this cast list, it's my second probably closest best. There's one that's better. It's the closest where I can accept it. But
if he is going to do this, I hope he does. He redoes his little Pepe Sylvia monologue with Mario. And I knocked on the door and I said, Peach, Peach. Turns out there is no Peach. She's in another castle. Honestly, yeah, that's fine. Like, yeah, Chris Pratt as Mario. I don't want to hear Chris Pratt as Mario. But I would not mind hearing Charlie Day.
Yeah. Charlie Day's voice coming out of Luigi's significantly less alarming.
Yes. Close enough.
I guess.
So then I guess moving down this cast list, we have the ever so lovely Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach. This one is another one that I don't mind as long as maybe they're not doing what they're doing as long as she doesn't sound like Anya Taylor-Joy, that's fine. Because the whole thing about voice acting is, your voice has to act. So like, can't just be your own voice. It's kind of a cop-out.
Yeah, I mean, at least for when it comes to specific characters like that. But I mean, because that isn't to say that actors can't do voice acting. But there's definitely like a specific type of way that you have to present yourself as a voice actor. Voice acting is a lot different than filming or being in theater, obviously. Like, and that any actor can do all of those, but there's definitely a skill set that's involved there. And I feel for the most part, not always, but for the most part, when it's a like celebrity actor playing a character as opposed to like a voice actor, there's just kind of a hollowness to that performance that's not there that when an actual voice actor who does it professionally does it. It was Aladdin that they actually had started with. because
Yeah, that
Robin
checks out.
Williams was they wanted him as Genie, and he actually originally wasn't going to take the role for that very reason. He was afraid that him being a celebrity would be just the catalyst of a bunch of voice actors losing out on these movie roles to celebrities. And they assured him that that wasn't going to happen, that he would not be the main marketing point of this movie. Like that was like something he negotiated for, that he would not be the main marketing point for selling this movie. And then Disney went back on their word and did that, and yeah, did exactly what he was afraid of.
But as we saw with the recent What If, like Chris Hemsworth can voice act out of nowhere. I
Yeah.
didn't expect
And
that.
again, it's not necessarily like all not voice actors can't voice act and vice versa. But I think it just I would like, and I say this as someone who like is kind of getting a voiceover career a little bit. So I'm a little biased here, but like cast voice actors for voice acting things. Like it's like when we're in film school, like they always tell us when we are in our prod 1 classes of, hey, cast film actors, because theater actors sometimes come across a little wonky on camera. Or like when you're in theater, usually they'll cast people who are trained theater actors because it's a different skill set than film acting. And that isn't to say that they can't cross, like they do and can, and it's not a rule, but I don't know. I just wish it was more respected as an acting form.
In her defense, I can imagine she does a pretty good high-pitched voice. Like something that
That's
she
what I'm
did in high
thinking.
school or something, right? Like I can imagine she has something like that one voice we all do kind of a thing. Like I look at her and I'm almost positive she has one.
Yeah,
So
which is why I'm all right with her. Like if I were to cast someone who's not the Princess Peach voice actress, I would cast her. But yeah, I do agree. I mean, we were all pumped to get a Mario movie to begin with. I don't think it really needs this star appeal because everyone knows Mario. Literally everyone.
as a producer, here's what I would do is do the I'm gonna transition us, it's gonna be great.
Mhm.
I would do the one big stunt one, right? And that's my favorite next one. It's Jack Black, right? Like Jack
Mhm.
Black as Bowser would be my stunt casting. Get everybody else
Mhm.
and stunt cast one person, you know, and that's Jack Black as Bowser. I can see him hamming it up and having a great time doing the voice just right.
This is one of the, there's a few casting in here that like I'm like, oh yeah, no, that works, as opposed, and others that are Chris Pratt as Mario. I like Jack Black as Bowser because Jack Black is already kind of a character actor.
Mhm.
He does these big, larger than life roles, and he's done that for a lot of animated projects. So I'm less skeptical that he'll be able to pull it off. He's Poe,
Mhm.
who I'm repping in Character Fight Night, which you can catch this Thursday if it hasn't aired already, in which case you can download the episode on all your favorite podcasts.
So we have Jack Black as Bowser, which is another one that I'm like, okay, this works. This is fine. Because, yeah, I think he's going to do him justice,
Mm-hmm.
if anything. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure he's going to find a way to dress up as Bowser.
I hope so. He already kidnapped Anya Taylor-Joy.
Love it. Yeah, no, honestly, no complaints here from that. So we can move on to some other stuff like Keegan-Michael Key, who's going to be Toad, I guess. I mean, honestly, it's just going to be really hard hearing these characters that don't speak really, who just shriek, honestly,
Yeah,
suddenly have
we talk
words.
about, because we talk about Mario having a Chris Pratt voice or Chris Pratt doing a Mario voice. Is Toad gonna have a Keegan-Michael Key voice? Or is Keegan-Michael Key gonna do a Toad voice?
I know, like it's gonna be whack. I can definitely see Keegan Michael Key being in a studio and being like, wah, wah. He can do it. Or, but you know, it's just it would be a little more unsettling to hear a Keegan-Michael Key voice come out of Toad. So, really, who knows what's going to happen? They sent us into a whirlwind. We don't know up from down, honestly. Like how we're gonna get into Seth Rogen again, as promised.
This is my second least next to Mario, right? This is the other one. I'm like, is Donkey Kong a stoner? Like, did I not pick up on something? Or bananas representing something I didn't understand?
He
It's
has the munchies.
the big yellow joint. Remember the big yellow joint from
Hey, you want to go have a banana? That's so good. It's all coming together. Yeah, I really don't know how to feel about Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. I do love Seth Rogen. I know he has a distinctive voice, but also as Donkey Kong is if Donkey Kong laughs, is it gonna be a Seth Rogen laugh? Yeah.
I swear he'll like combine the two, right? Like I bet you can get close.
Oh Lord.
Maybe he's just gonna, make monkey noises the whole time.
It could
would
be, and it's
so
just stunt
funny.
casting. Yeah, it's just Seth Rogen's the Donkey Kong. He just comes in and
I'm with you. The idea of Donkey Kong having a Seth Rogen voice, a lot less horrifying than Mario having a Chris Pratt voice.
I can accept that one more.
I can make peace with that one.
yeah. Now that I talked out Donkey Kong a bit, I'm a little bit better on it. I don't mind it so much.
And what else do we have?
It's there's a couple more here. Let me scrub through the announcement. Oh yeah, Charles Martinet is, or Martinet. I keep saying Marionet. It's Martinet. He's gonna have a cameo appearance. What are the odds that he's just some like other Mario and he says the thing, and then Chris Pratt Mario is like, that guy sounds weird. Am I right, guys? And then they move past it.
Oh no! Please don't. They already are doing him so dirty.
There's another theory made by my partner that it's going to be an isekai like situation where Chris Pratt and Charlie Day aren't actually Mario and Luigi. They're playing as Mario and Luigi, and then they get sucked into the game.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. That, all the Detective Pikachu, I guess, to where we're like, haha, why is Pikachu voiced by Ryan Reynolds? And then, yeah, it turns out that there was a reason for that. But, like, still. But I could definitely see that. And honestly, that would be a little more forgivable.
A little
Not
bit.
by much. Not by much. Not by much.
If we're gonna have a Mario movie, I want to watch Mario, not some jabroni played by Chris Pratt pretending to be Mario.
Just give us Mario, thank you. Like,
yeah. So in terms of, oh my god, why is that there? Sorry, I forget his name is the only reason. I have the Nintendo Direct, just that segment of it. But there's like an ad for the next video, and it's blocking the dude's name who's playing Kamek. It's yeah. What the heck is up with that YouTube? It's just and it's only because I'm blanking on his name too. He's Mr. Krabs.
oh,
Kevin Michael Richardson? Is that his name?
and also Longfang.
Yeah.
What about him? Is he gonna be in it?
Yeah, he's playing Kamek.
Interesting. So,
Kamek is the wizard dude.
oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. With the glasses. Or it might be like maybe they like eat some mushrooms and trip out, eh? And then their friends are who they hear as the other actors.
Yeah, and that's that.
I mean, I'm skeptical, but we'll see how it goes. But I guess final thoughts on the Nintendo Direct?
Other than that, it was a really, really good direct. There's a lot of things that we didn't talk about here that I'm also just super pumped for. We got some more information on Splatoon 3. We got some more information on Square Enix's new tactical game, which is called Triangle Strategy, which is a very stupid name, but it's a Square Enix with Triangle Strategy, I guess. Yeah, and then of course Breath of the Curb and Bayonetta 3. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. Oh, we also got a little bit more on Metroid Dread, which Metroid Dread is coming out in like 2 months. And I think that's the game I'm most excited for to come out. That's coming
Heck
out.
yeah.
It looks like a genuinely terrifying game, and I'm down for it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for joining us in our little news in a bottle segment, Nintendo edition.
Tell us what you thought of the Nintendo Direct in the comments below, or send us an email at sirensdenpodcast@gmail.com.
Thank you to Ty, our producer and guest for today, and to Sean Thomas at fuzzstudios.com for our theme song.
Catch you next time. Bye. Bye.